What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, people in between? Welcome to a brand new live stream here on Willie Does Wrestling. I'm back here again with another video and, really a live review for the first time in a while. And in this review, I'm going to be talking about the first episode of AEW Collision and essentially what we got from the first episode. I'm sorry I didn't do this like 2 days ago. I was focusing on the Universe Mode series and all that. And so now that I've found some free time, I'm going to go over here and talk about some AEW Collision and how good the show was, or if it was any good. So, so feel free to hang out and be good people. Leave your thoughts in the show, in the comments as well. If you're new here, be sure to like, subscribe, turn post notifications on. First off, let's talk about the card. The card was actually very decent for this show. I would say that. I mean, you got the 6-man tag, you got Punk, you got FTR, and you got Samoa Joe and the Bullet Club Gold. You got a banger match between Buddy Matthews and Andrade El Idolo. Miro looked good in his return. I think he faced Tony Nese. TNT Championship between Wardlow and Luchasaurus, which we'll get to later. Kind of meh segment with the Acclaimed. And then Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale against the Outcasts. It was a very decent card for the first episode of an AEW show. Good thing they didn't bombard us with like countless matches and a bunch of bullshit. So, that's something that I'd like to see. Of course, I got some notes here. So in case I forget anything, I don't really want to forget anything. So, let's see. Nigel McGuinness and Kevin Kelly were on the broadcast team. Yeah, this was the first time that I really seen Kevin Kelly on commentary. Of course, I've watched NXT when Nigel McGuinness was doing his thing. He's always great. He's always an amazing commentator. So, it's very cool to see Nigel McGuinness back in the commentary booth. Kevin Kelly was good. I mean, the duo between Nigel McGuinness and Kevin Kelly is great. I'm so used to shitty commentary duos like fucking Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves. It's good to see people like Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness actually give a shit. So we actually started off the show with CM Punk obviously coming out. He's carrying a red bag, which he never revealed. And a lot of people have their things, like Wolf said in the live stream, oh, maybe he's just carrying junk. Maybe he's just fucking with us, But I think I got an answer as to what I think is in the bag. What's in the fucking box? What I think is in the box, what I think is in the bag is obviously a replica AEW championship. And I'm going to give a theory as to why I think that is later in the video. So I'm going to go over, CM Punk thing. I don't know if you guys heard, but I'm tired of being nice. Gone 10 months with a ruptured tendon torn right off the bone, but I'm still here. This is the professional wrestling business. God, there's so many motorcycles in my neighborhood. This is professional wrestling business. This is a business for grown-ups. This is not a popularity contest. I'm tired of being nice. Tell me when I'm telling lies. I did all these things and I got here to this place, riding the wave, riding the backs of smart, passionate professional wrestling fans like you. And I never fit in anywhere like I have here in professional wrestling. I love you for it, and you love me because I've never compromised. I am me. I couldn't have done all this without all of you. Yeah, I couldn't have ate a muffin and trash talk Colt Cabana without all of you. I couldn't have beaten the shit out of the Elite with an old man biting someone's arm without all of you. But it seems there's some people that hate me for the same reasons you all love me. Listen, I understand that the sheer magnitude of me makes people uncomfortable. My mere presence makes people uncomfortable because I am the truth and the truth is painful. Boo me, cheer me, love me, hate me, you all do it because you know I'm right. David Zaslav calls me One Bill Phil. You can call me whatever you want. I am the one true genuine article in a business full of counterfeit bucks. The king is back, baby, and I do have a lot of things to get off my chest. This is the best part of the promo and the part where I was like, oh my God, Phil, please stop. I got a question, Chicago. Why would I change? This is what Joe Strummer trained me for. I will never compromise. And there's the people that think they're owed an apology. I've grown older and wiser in my years. If you feel you're owed an apology and you're here tonight, I'm sorry that the only people softer than you are the wrestlers you like. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Yeah, no, that's insane. The last time you saw me with my triceps and meat hanging down, I held what's in this bag. It's mine because I earned it. I won the dog collar match. This belongs to me until someone can pin me or submit me for it. And there are those of you who are praying that I'm going to put these boots down in the ring and walk off into the sunset. But until there is somebody in this company that can fill my boots, they belong to me. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Because of those notes for the promo right there, it makes me think 110% that the AEW World Championship is definitely in that bag. Like, it has to. And he's like, it's mine because the last time you saw me, yeah, I won it, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, cool, buddy. And now I'm going to go into my theory as to why Punk is strumming around, presumably with a replica AEW championship. Because, as you guys know, at Forbidden Door, MJF is supposed to defend the AEW World Championship against Hiroshi Tanahashi. And MJF's making all these tweets and these promos saying, I'm not going to show up, yada, 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 yada. Well, what if MJF actually no-shows the event? What if he does? Because he very well might. Well, then you can have CM Punk come out at Forbidden Door, be like, I'm the true AEW champion. Face Hiroshi Tanahashi, beat him, and then, CM Punk walks out, and then for the preceding weeks on Collision, he's all like, I'm the true AEW champion. But yeah, the only reason why I think he's walking around with this championship, and I've seen a few people have this theory too, is that Punk is probably going to face Tanahashi at Forbidden Door for the AEW World Championship. And then that sets up perfectly for Punk versus MJF 3, the match that we were supposed to get after All Out, before Punk injured himself and ending up doing the Brawl Out. So, very good first promo. He made some references to the Elite. It was kind of scary. I was like, oh, fuck, no, we're not going to get another situation like this, are we? But it's good. Then we move on to the TNT Championship match. Wardlow defending against Luchasaurus. Now, this one was all right for me. Like, there's not a lot about the match that I necessarily remember about the TNT Championship match. I know there was a spot where Wardlow did a swanton bomb, and a fucking insane swanton bomb. He did one better than Jeff Hardy. I did not expect Luchasaurus to win the title at all. I mean, I don't think anybody did. I thought they were going to continue with the Wardlow and Christian Cage story, and Christian would win it from Wardlow at All In or something. That was what I thought. But the finish of the match was Christian grabbed a camera and bashed it over Wardlow's head. I think Luchasaurus hit a little clothesline from the back, and did the 1, 2, 3. And then the funniest part about the whole thing was not only is Luchasaurus the new AEW TNT champion, but my man Christian Cage comes in, snags the belt, and celebrates like he won the fucking thing. I saw a bunch of memes on Twitter being like, boy thinks he's the TNT champion. And that's weird because it's like, I said this on the watch along too. Is this going to be like a Ted DiBiase kind of thing? Being like, yeah, I know my client, Luchasaurus, won the belt, but I'm the TNT champion. Or is Luchasaurus literally going to award it to Christian Cage? Now, don't get me wrong. I think that's a good idea. I would love for Christian Cage to be a champion. And hopefully Christian Cage can elevate the TNT championship in a way. Because let's be honest here, y'all. I'm going to be real frank with you. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching the replay. The TNT championship, I've said this for months, is the hot potato belt. This was supposed to be the TV workhorse belt, and now it's sort of like the I feel bad for you. You're at the bad part. You're like the undercard guy, and you've been working here for quite a bit, so here's a belt. And I've seen a bunch of people say this, was that Luchasaurus has won a singles championship in AEW before Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy, their poster boy, their favorite. But I digress. So hopefully if they do award the championship to Christian Cage or make Christian Cage an unofficial champion, hopefully Christian can make the AEW TNT championship good again. And please, can we just stop with these meaningless Wardlow reigns? I am sick and fucking tired of seeing Wardlow as TNT champion. You fucking ruined him. I remember last year he was over as like this beast, especially in his feud with MJF, and then afterwards they had him win the TNT championship because he was over as fuck, and then after that they fumbled him. 3 reigns with that belt, and all of them had nothing to show for it. Wardlow shouldn't be the TNT champion anymore. If they're going to continue with the hot potato stage, I don't want it to be Wardlow. I want it to be someone, especially if Christian is the champion and there's a heel, give it to someone like a Jungle Boy. Give it back to Darby Allin. Darby Allin's probably the only good AEW TNT champion besides like Brody Lee. That's my opinion. I think Darby Allin, Brody Lee, and maybe Cody's first reign. Those are the only 3 decent AEW TNT champions that there are, in my opinion. But I mean, if they give it to Christian Cage, I'm happy. But I did not expect Luchasaurus to win the belt in any way. But, you know, it's the first episode of Collision. They want a nice title change, whatever. Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, or somebody like that. Even if you give it to a babyface Sammy Guevara, I really don't give a fuck. But yeah, so that's it. Then we move on to there was a Powerhouse Hobbs backstage segment. Oh, that was announcing Powerhouse Hobbs is in the Owen Hart tournament. And yeah, that's it. Then we got Andrade El Idolo versus Buddy Matthews. Now, this was one of those pre-announced matches that everyone and their grandma wanted. This was actually very fucking good. Great spots. I remember there was one spot where Andrade did like a little cartwheel on the apron attacking Buddy. Andrade looked fucking great. Like, for a guy who's been gone for probably around the same time as CM Punk. Andrade looked great. Buddy Matthews had a decent performance. Julia Hart came out with him. There was a little part in the match where Andrade looked like he fucked up his shoulder, and Buddy looked like he fucked up his knee, and there was like a little part in the match where there was like referees tending to both of them, and then they ended up continuing in the match. There was one part where Andrade hit like a spinning fucking like elbow and like knocked the lights out of Buddy Matthews. It was absolutely sick. And then there was the finish where Andrade won the match with the Queen, Charlotte Flair's finisher, the figure fucking 8. And okay, I'm all for you know, paying homage, but Andrade has sick fucking signatures and finishers anyway. I hope they don't make his real finisher the figure 8. I hope that's just a one-time only finish. Because, man, the Hammerlock DDT is so dominant. Or even if you have the double moonsault be his finisher, I'm all for it. But Andrade picks up the win over Buddy Matthews. And both these guys, I want to see them run it back. And I think, after the match, the House of Black came in and we're like circling around Andrade, which means we're getting hinted at a Andrade family office versus House of Black feud. I would love to see Malachi Black versus Andrade Alidolo. That's like a match I've been dying to see. And yes, I know they faced off in NXT before, but Andrade versus Malachi in AEW, give them like a 15-20 minute match. TK, I beg. Right? I beg. All right. So that was that for that one. Yeah, hype package for Scorpio Sky. Hey, I used to be TNT champion. Tony Nese came out and was like, I'm going to put a Collision on hold and no one can beat me even though I'm like the resident jobber in AEW. So fuck all of you and all that shit. Miro came out. I don't remember a lot about the match, but Miro looked great. Miro clubbed at Nese in the corner, stomped the proverbial mud hole in him, massive clothesline, whatever. Hit the game over, forced Tony Nese to submit. Squash match, easy win. Hey, I wouldn't mind Miro versus Orange Cassidy for the international belt. You want someone who can beat Orange Cassidy? Miro or Andrade? Those are two good names. Of course, there's a lot of good names to have Orange Cassidy beat for the belt. So I got my top 3. Swerve, Miro, Andrade. I think that's a very solid top 3. Especially Miro. I think he needs that title reign. I mean, he was a decent TNT champion too. Then we got the women's tag. New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's Champion Willow Nightingale teaming up with Sky Blue to take on Ruby Soho and Toni Storm. Again, I don't remember a lot about this match. I wasn't paying attention. I do know that Sky Blue hit the code blue. That's what they call it because it was the code red on Ruby Soho and won, which means they very well may be pushing Sky Blue to be a credible challenger for Toni Storm's Women's Championship. Are they going to face off in pay-per-view? No. Hell no. They're not going to face off on pay-per-view. You'd be insane to think that. But it seems like they're pushing Sky Blue. Wolf said it on the watch-along. I think Sky Blue as well could be a future TBS champion. Speaking of, Chris Statlander's already having one hell of a reign as the TBS champion. Give me Statlander versus Sky Blue. I think that'd be absolutely sick. And it's always great to see the Outcasts lose. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Because fuck the Outcasts. Moving on, because I really don't care. Ricky Starks declared himself an entrant into the Owen Hart Cup tournament. I think that's a very great idea. Honestly, I wouldn't mind Ricky Starks winning the whole damn thing. Give Ricky Starks that main event momentum back. Have him win the belt. Well, yeah, don't have him win the belt. I mean, like the Owen Hart belt. Have him win the tournament. And please, for the love of God, please don't have couples win the tournament. I mean, I know Ty Mello's preggers now, which means we won't see Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti win the fucking thing. But it's like, whatever. Don't have Jungle Boy and Anna Jay win the whole thing. I don't want to see it. So, it is what it is. But Ricky Starks, my pick to win the Owen Hart Cup tournament, hands down. Then we got a Jeff Jarrett video package, which is the match is made. Jeff Jarrett versus Mark Briscoe. Concession stand brawl. 46 years into the day that the Last Outlaws family created the first ever concession stand brawl. Put hardcore wrestling on the mat. This week on Dynamite, when I get you in the ring, it's not going to be a wrestling match. Mark, I played the long game, and the last outlaw never loses the long game. Mark, I'm kicking your ass. Yeah, so there's going to be a concession stand brawl next week on Dynamite between Jeff Jarrett and Mark Briscoe. That should be a very fun match. Put hardcore wrestling on the map. I'm expecting Jeff Jarrett to bleed. But, should be a very fun match. I can't say I'm the utmost excited for it, especially considering the fact we got fucking Aubrey Edwards in a match last week on Rampage with Papa Briscoe as well. Because that's fun. Hooray. But yeah, it should be fun. Then we got Tony Schiavone interviewing the Acclaimed. I really don't know. It seemed like they just came out there to waste TV time. I mean, they said here the Trios title is still not out of the picture. We're about to get back on track. And then it's just like, yay, Scissor City of Chicago, blah, 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 blah. Everyone loves the Acclaimed. But yeah, I thought there was going to be a big debut of a trio or something. So I was very underwhelmed by this segment. I mean, it was cool to see the Acclaimed, Scissor, and like Tony Schiavone look like he's having the fucking time of his life. But I just thought this was a waste of time to have the Acclaimed go out there and just be like, yeah, we're going to win the trios belts and everyone loves us because, yeah, we exist. I mean, cool. Okay. Then we get to the main event. CM Punk and FTR versus Bullet Club Gold and Samoa Joe. I can't say I loved, but I liked this match. Like I said, it was a very smart idea to have CM Punk come back in a trios match so that way he can be protected and not injure himself very easily. So I can't really dig on that fact that Punk came back in a trios match, especially since he's tagging with his best friends of FTR. Match was all right, back and forth. We got to see Punk and Joe go at it. Absolutely great to see those two. Maybe that's their next feud. I think CM Punk called out Jay White, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe I heard rumors that Punk is going to be on Dynamite and the Elite aren't, which is weird, but okay. So maybe we're going to get Punk on Dynamite, either calling out Samoa Joe or Jay White. No matter what his first feud is, I'm actually looking forward to it. I mean, it could very well be Joe because they got that blind tag team title eliminator tournament. So maybe Bullet Club Gold is going to win that. But I like the part in the match where the heel team gave the babyface team like all rear naked chokes, and Samoa Joe had a coquina clutch on CM Punk, and Punk wasn't fucking tapping. He was wide awake the whole time. My man just couldn't fucking tap out until ultimately FTR broke up the pinfall. Obviously, the finish, we all knew Juice Robinson was getting the pin. Shatter Machine into the go to sleep. 1, 2, 3, and that was it. And that was AEW Collision. We don't know what's in the bag yet, but CMFTR got to celebrate in the ring, and that was how we ended off the show. And that was the first ever episode of AEW Collision. Oh, it's in Chicago again next Wednesday. Okay, so yeah, very well CM Punk will be there. And Collision will be in Toronto next week. Oh, my Kingdom of Toronto, eh? So, yeah, maybe we could very well see the Elite over there or something like that. Who knows? But that, my friends and family, was AEW Collision, the first ever episode of AEW Collision. Ooh, look at that picture. Now, let's get into my thoughts here. Show was very solid. There was a lot of great action, no bullshit besides really the Acclaimed segment. I don't understand why that was there. I mean, I understand why the women's tag was there. It seems like they're really pushing Sky Blue into that women's title picture in the future. It seems like she's going to be like the next breakout women's star, which I'm completely behind. Luchasaurus winning the TNT Championship was the mind blow moment. I didn't think they'd have the balls to do that. I thought they were going to have Christian win it nice and fair. And yeah, no, can we stop giving Wardlow TNT title reigns? You fucking ruined him. CM Punk looked great in his return with FTR. I think that was a perfect choice to give him a trios match to come back with. Seems like the crowd was very much into him. Seems like everyone's sort of forgiven what he did at All Out. I'm one of those people that are still like in between, like this is your last chance, buddy, and after that, fuck you, don't come back kind of thing. I know Punk got into a little bit of controversy after the show. I think he had like a support LGBT youth in the thing, and everyone on Twitter is getting mad over that, which is like, come on, guys, do fucking better. Buddy and Andrade was definitely a banger, and I can't wait to see Andrade feud with the House of Black. And yeah, in terms of a rating, like I said, I'm giving it. On the watch along, I'm giving this a 4.5 out of 5. The only thing that really took away the points was not finding out what was in the bag and the Acclaim segment. I felt like that was meaningless and pointless. But ladies and gentlemen, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the replay, be sure to leave your thoughts on the show and ratings down in the comments below. What are your thoughts on AEW Collision? I thought that this premiere was an absolute success. I absolutely loved it. And yeah, that's about it for me. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, turn post notifications on. All 3 of the Universe Mode episodes hit over 100 views apiece, which I think is absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for the support on all of those videos. If you're new here, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, turn post notifications on. We're at 540 subscribers, which means we are eligible to be monetized right now. All we need now is the watch time. So be sure to share the videos over with your friends, and then your boy can get paid for sitting in his fucking room all day and talking about wrestling, so these people can stop telling me to touch grass, because then it will become my second job. So be sure to share the videos around with your friends. Shout out to Last Week in Wrestling as well. Shout out to Wolf Harris. Shout out to the One Shot Killers. Shout out to the Cheap Pop. Shout out to Dataway Show. Shout out to AEW Talk. Shout out to all of those channels, and overall shout out to the fans. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, no, I'm going to shut the fuck up now. This has been your boy, Willie Does Wrestling. I'll see you in the next video.